Hello, this is Voorhees Retro 81 and welcome to another video. So this is Cyber Shadow. We're going to hop right in. We're going to start a new game, and hopefully the in-game banter isn't going to be so much that we end up barely able to see any game. I know that there's quite a lot of intro in this game. We'll see how far we can get. That's kind of why I'm kicking straight into it rather than nattering about it. But as there's no speech, I'll cover off a bit on this while the intro's running. This is a intentionally NES styled retro platformer. I'm sure people will immediately think of Ninja Gaiden, but I would say this is more like something like it's kind of like a combination of Mega Man and Castlevania to me. So, one thing that's a little bit weird about this game, you can't crouch. I don't know whether you unlock the ability to crouch later and you get like mad sort of sliding attacks or anything like that. So these are your save point type things, very similar to Metroid. You just stand on them and you save. I do find that not being able to duck thing does make the game I feel like it makes I mean, it's a mechanic, you know, and you get used to it. But I do find that, you know, obviously in the majority of games like this you can duck under attacks, and regardless of how much, like, you know, playing this at length does eventually, you know, muscle memory teach you to not try to do that. It's initially quite difficult to get used to the fact that you're playing a ninja who can't duck. And somewhere around here we're going to encounter my most hated enemy in this game. Here they come, the crabs. I hate these things. They just constantly spawn and they run in behind you. They jump at weird angles. They're just troll enemies to me as far as I can make out. They appear in really stupid places at times, and it's clear, like, oh, you know, that those enemies and a few others are to me like the bits, the things within this game that I look at and I think, yeah, you just went, like, you know, to an extent you went, NES games are really hard and have things that are unfair in them frequently, so we're going to put a thing in here that's kind of unfair. But I mean, I intend at some point to sit down and play this game as far as I can get into it, but yeah, they jump at weird trajectories, and you sit there and you think, well, my sword just passed through that thing and it didn't get hit, so what the hell's going on, man? I think we can just sit here, yeah. But I mean, I got this at the same time as Blasphemous, and I think, although I definitely like Blasphemous more, Blasphemous is more down my alley. I do intend to try and play through as much of this as I can. It is a good game. And difficulty-wise, it is a bit. It doesn't seem to be as balanced as Blasphemous. I mean, I don't know. I think when I play sort of new retro games, as I said before, sometimes the situation I find myself in is that I don't have nostalgia for the NES at all. I never had one. So I was kind of on the fence about getting this game, but it is really, really good in many ways. It's got really responsive controls. I mean, although, you know, as I've mentioned, I do find the lack of crouch weird, and I wonder if, I screwed that up. And when you screw up, it's right back to your last save point, which in our case was miles away. It's kind of weird, because, like, the last time I played this, I kind of had a, like, am I carrying on with this? Or is this one of those games that I think is cool, but some of the way it works, I don't really appreciate? And I think I decided that basically, no, I'm going to give it its shot, and I will try and work through it. And I think getting the video up on it is in part just reminding me, you know, that this is a solid game. I mean, it's one of those ones that, like, I'd say I'm positive about and I enjoy, but with things like that, I mean, I should have hit that. There is no way you can sit there and go, like, and this blooming thing is still here. Sod off, guy. And I think the other thing with, like, Nintendo-styled games like this is I play my Game Boy all the time. Like, you know, there's not a week goes by I don't fire the Game Boy up. Oh man, come on! Just to cover, I'm playing this on the joypad as well, so it's not like I'm playing it on keys, and the keys aren't responding. And I've now totally gone into focus mode because I'm trying to make a complete idiot of myself. Well, there's the other save point, thank the Lord. Flipping crab out there. But yeah, so I mean, I think one of the things that I guess holds me back from getting into this as much as maybe I would do, outside of these blooming crabs, yeah, that's what you get when the man comes around. But the same way that I like this, the other way that I kind of like, well, if I'm being entirely frank, I don't. The same thing that frustrates me about this is kind of like Ninja Gaiden Shadow, but not as good to me, which I realise is a really unfair way of looking at it, but And I think, I think from an artistic point of view, this is an amazing accomplishment by the guy that dabbled it, because it's like one guy's work as far as I'm aware, and mad props to him. This is I've dabbled in game developing, and like I know how much bloody work this must have been, and it looks legit, and it feels legit, it feels like something you could play on the NES, like for real, buy on a cartridge, And I was actually surprised that this is one that nobody like, Limited Run or whatever has snapped up seemingly to do like one of those exclusive super releases of. Damn it. But there is that kind of factor where you're much like a lot of NES games, and certainly Mega Man to me, it's there's a difficulty in it. There's a reason I don't, when a game looks like it's a sort of intentional, like NES homage, I generally avoid it, and that's because like often I find that they put across the things that like I don't like about the NES. I don't like I don't like the fact that stuff is like constantly like attack spamming all the time in NES games. And as such, like it's very difficult to, you have to just pretty much like rote memorize the way a lot of things are going to attack. Oh, snake! I'm not started well here. The first boss, ladies and gentlemen, the first boss. I don't think I'm going to see if we can get in there and... oh god. One more, there we go. Well, at least I did well at the boss. I'm going to call it there, and I'm just going to say thank you for watching, and I am going to say, I know I've been kind of like on the borderline between positive and negative about this game. I really enjoy this game, but its difficulty and its controls are a little bit, they're a little bit left of centre for me. It feels imbalanced, and I do find it quite difficult in ways that I feel like, well, how was I supposed to know that was going to happen? Which always, as a gamer, kind of frustrates me. I don't like to feel like, I'm expected to learn by dying how to play the game. And I know that sounds ironic, given that I can perpetually talked about Dark Souls. But things like, having those crab enemies that just run around jumping about, and they jump in weird trajectories that seem to intentionally avoid the hitbox of your attacks. Having to deal with them very early in the game seems unfair. But I do think this is a really good game. I think graphically and sonically it is a huge achievement. And I think, it's just like something that I'm going to have to get used to. But yeah, so this was Cyber Shadow, and I hope you found it interesting. And I'm sure if you're not a Nintendo Entertainment System virgin like myself, this will probably be right up your alley. And I think a lot of the things that kind of irk me about it are not because development has been dodgy or anything like that. They're because they're, lovingly copied, not copied, sort of lovingly homaged from original NES games. But that's me. Thank you very much for watching, and take care of yourselves. Peace out.